welcome to Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. I am your host, J Soul, and some of you are joining us for the first time. I can feel it because I can feel your vibration. And I just want to let you all know that in case no one has told you today, you are special and you are fearfully and wonderfully made. For my new viewers, good morning to you. We are broadcasting live from Facebook, YouTube, and of course the Amplia Network 102. We are in for a treat. We have so many things going on the brunch set today. It's Friday. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Good morning to Trinidad. Good morning to the region. And of course, good morning to the world. And for those of you who are not aware, the Brunch Mid-Morning Show seeks to really basically educate. It seeks to empower. It seeks to inform. It seeks to give you something positive in your day. So for those of you who woke up this morning and you're not quite there, you're a bit heavy, you're a bit sluggish, and not happy for whatever reason, we are hoping that we can be the catalyst for change. And we're hoping that we can bring some sort of positivity to your day. So our segments, let me just tell you a little bit about that. First off, we have our good stuff segment, which is what I'm going to get into right now. Now, these are inspiring stories of our sons and daughters of the soil, also our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean region who are doing beautiful, wonderful things, who are impacting the world positively. So I'm going to take you first to the Newsday. Now, this is a very interesting story. You culture lovers and historians know of this man. He is one of our Calypso icons. And Barcode showcases David Rudder. Now, David Rudder and his full band is set to headline the I Love Soca Concerts 2023. Tobago Carnival Edition puts on this event at Barcode. Organizers of the event scheduled for Sunday, October 22nd at the Shaw Park Complex. A media launch is to be hosted on Wednesday at the Comfort Inn Suites in Scarborough. Planning committee member Ms. Davia Chambers said the event will feature Rudder in a concert style and is being held in commemoration of the Barcode experience and, of course, anniversary. So you guys don't want to miss that. Of course, The Guardian is next. 5 voices tackle Bermudian society. This week, our bookshelf features Bermudian writer Angela Barry, whose novel, The Drowned Forest, was published by Peepal Tree Press in June of 2022. The following is a commentary on the novel by Peepal Tree Press's publisher and editor, Jeremy Pointing. Bermuda tends to be left out of the reckonings of the essential Caribbean as an island dominated by a white elite. The haunt of rich Americans is absurd shorts. This was stated in literature is summed up by the famous 17th century poem of Andrew Marvell about the escape of persecuted Puritans to the remote Bermudas, to an isle where the creator hangs in the shades, the orange bright, light golden lamps in a green night. Lines borrowed by Derek Walcott for the title of his first collection. So Angela Barry is actually doing wonderful things in the literary space. We say a special good morning to Bermuda as we celebrate your icons. Thank you so much to Miss Ira Mathur for this wonderful, wonderful column via The Guardian today. So you guys go ahead and check that out as well. Also, the Daily Express, this column called me just a bit, so I'm going to just give you a little snippet of it. Balancing the kitchen scales for Restaurant Week. Restaurants and the restaurateurs across the island have had a tough time balancing the kitchen scales to give diners value for their money at the upcoming Trinidad and Tobago Restaurant Week. Faced with rising costs of ingredients, participating restaurants have worked overtime to maintain last year's price points, says TTRW creator Shira Mohammed. Menus at the TTRW 2023, which started in September 29th and runs until October 8th, are set at $150, $250, $350, and $450, all taxes included. So restaurateurs and restaurants across the island are being showcased and highlighted. Balancing the kitchen scales. Restaurant Week. It is the thing, it's the vibe, it's the buzz, and it's definitely the place to be. So, as I was talking earlier, I'm so glad that you guys stayed with me and you're willing to see what's going on the brunch set today. We have so many things that we have to talk to you about. Our segments are so interesting. We have our life diary segment. We're going to be speaking with Reverend Sonia Whitlock, and it's been a journey thus far because we've been trying so much to get her here, and she's finally here with us on Brunch Morning Show. We also want to go to our Eye on Bagel segment. We have our grassroots segment. You know, our daughters are doing wonderful things with regards to special needs. And we're going to be having wonderful conversations today. Our Culture Corner is also up. That is something that you guys need to look forward to. And it's going to be something that is so riveting. Please stay with us. Please stay tuned. And please be a part of what we're doing on Brunch Mid-Morning Show. So we're going to take a break and we're going to be right back with Reverend Sonia Whitlock. We're going to be doing life diaries and we're going to be delving in to the woman who sits before me today. We're going to take a break and we're going to be right back with more brunch. See you guys soon.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can't beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
But this place so boring, enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes?
Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
Taste of Tobago. I am so happy. I am so honored. I am speechless at times, and that's not a usual thing. So I had to make mention of a certain thing. We went to the break, and I was speaking with my next guest, my first guest for today. Oh my gosh, created a tremendous impact for over 28 years. She's not only a pastor, she's a motivational speaker, life coach, counselor, author, recording artist, and it's such an honor to have the opportunity to really delve in and just have a conversation. I think we lose the human aspect sometimes because we are so much into our devices and we're so much into social media, and we have that disconnect. And so it's such an honor and a great opportunity to be speaking with this lovely, lovely soul that sits with me on the brunch set today. Please welcome Reverend Sonia Whitlock.
Oh, thank you so much, Jay. And it's such an honor and a privilege being here. And even as you would have said, she's a recording artist. A song came to mind for all those who are at home. And I heard you saying earlier, just giving them a bit of encouragement this morning that they are fearfully and wonderfully made. And I just want to encourage all the viewers. It doesn't matter what you have been through. Know this, that you can pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go again. And this song came to mind. I'll just give you a little piece of it. And it says like, mercy said no, I'm not gonna let you go. I'm not gonna let you slip away. You don't have to be afraid. Mercy said no. Sin would never take control. Life and death stood face to face, and darkness tried to steal my heart away. But thank you, Jesus. Mercy said no.
Yeah.
And yes, for all of you, it doesn't matter what life has thrown at you.
Oh, yes.
You got to take those lemons now and
Definitely.
make some lemon juice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here. There's so many places we can go with the conversation, but of course we go back a little bit.
Yes.
And you're blessed with that passion to serve. And it's a beautiful, wonderful spiritual gift. And I don't think many people understand the connection that your spirituality has to your talents. And so looking on at you growing and developing and of course evolving, so many things are birthed from that. So we go back as to where your journey started.
Yes.
What was it like for you in your younger days? Did you always want to empower and encourage and impact humanity?
I think growing up in my younger years, I grew up in a Christian home. And that's all I knew. And as I got older, I see where there were times when I would have deviated from the Christian part
Christian
as
teachings.
a young girl.
Yes.
And just diving straight in after high school. I got pregnant right away. And that too was a bitter, sweet moment for me as well as for my family, knowing that we would have experienced the Christian values. And in light of that, because of the shame and how society would have hurled all the negative remarks as a young teenage girl becoming pregnant, I ran away from home and I got married without parental consent. experiencing all that at an early age, it had me to now have to learn the hard way, but still be able to, amidst everything that I was facing, to take and learn lessons from this. So becoming pregnant at an early age, and now you're at a place where you have to become a mother, still be a wife, not even being able to complete your education the way that, go to college and all that. That was the start for me to start to position myself as to, would I just stay here? Would I just accept being a failure? Or will I pick up the pieces and move on? And it was from there I was able to take a negative experience and turn it into something that was positive. That's where the journey started.
And you know, I love the fact that you take the filters off, because you want to be as real as you possibly can in this place, at this time, in this conversation. And I think that we need so much more of that. I think, you know, we are sometimes broken and we do not admit as adults that we are. And so it's so refreshing that, you know, the filter came off almost, you know, like clockwork.
Yes.
You know, it was like a reflex. And this is you saying that, you know, listen, there were so many things on my journey that led me to the woman I am today. I need to share that. And that is what I felt coming from you.
But what is important for us as women also to understand, and for those who at home who have been faced with negative experiences, is for us to now start to learn to take off the mask. You know, we pretend for too long and hide behind our makeup and the clothes. And there's a song which says, if walls can talk, but if clothes can only just talk, when we go home and we take off all the makeup and we lie in our bed because we have not dealt with our past, you realize, or be very open and transparent, you realize that it would have restricted you from fulfilling the purpose for which you have been created by God. And so even as I became pregnant and a wife at a very, very early age, I ventured now to enroll in classes, and I learned how to cook at YTEP and be able to prepare a nice meal for my husband. Before time it would be corned beef and rice, but no, now he's getting baked chicken with a little bit of salad, and I'm able to do so much. So I had to equip myself for where God was taking me. And from there I started as a maid, because I wasn't able to get a good job, acquire a good job. But the elevation came from starting from the pit and being able to be elevated to the palace
and
rise. To the occasion. And then was there from the bank into the government service, into venturing to travel, now to ensure that I can go to college. Well, it's bittersweet, because in that I had to leave my kids to venture on to higher level education. And that also would have had its woes, because there was not that mother figure. I left my daughter, that's Keela, hi Pumpkin, and she was 12 when I left. And she had to take care of Keelan, who was about 6. I taught her how to iron, and to, you know, it was hard. But on the journey, I knew exactly what I wanted. And I really want to thank God for his grace and his mercy. Had it not been for him, I would not be who I am today. Not that society has not hurled, because what I've seen as women, because we make mistakes in our lives, the masses, they don't forgive us. Sometimes they don't even know what you would have been through, and they see you walk with a sense of pride, and you walk with a sense of assuredness, knowing who you are, and they think that you're full of yourself, or is worship playing. But no, I've come from way down below, and I was able to take the licking, but I just kept on ticking. And so I want to encourage persons home who are viewing online to understand that in life we will experience crisis. We would experience, listen, these are the things that propel us and prepare us for where God would have created. He said, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew exactly what you will be. And so we have to go through the water. We have to go through the flood. We have to go through setbacks, difficulties. You see, if David didn't go into prison, he would not have been able to become king. And sometimes we wear a coat of many colors. That's the giftings and the talents and the abilities. You can sing, you can write. Now you're doing so much, and people is what going on with her. It's not that you come loaded. You've come loaded. That your designers original, and once you find your gifting, once you find your niche, you gotta work that thing.
Definitely. And we're about to take a break, but before we do that, we just want to touch on you going to higher learning, going to college. What was that like? Did you experience any type of culture shock? How did your colleagues receive you? Just before we go to the break.
It was a bittersweet moment, because I was out at Barbados. I went to the community college, and I pursued my degree in business administration. It started off well because I didn't have anywhere to stay, and someone said, you can stay by me. And then I was put out. Then a friend at school had to take me in. And then they was just fed up of having to take care of somebody that they didn't know. So I went from this house to this family to this family until I had to source a job to be sustained. But it was very, very, very difficult. But it is in that time and in that moment I understood where God was calling me when I'm through to return back home and be a mentor to so many women who have gone through pregnancy, trying to play catch up now. And now they have to go through so many sacrifices to be able to be all that God would have created you. So when I came back from Barbados, that's when the evolve and began in my life. Being a columnist on the Tobago News, empowering women, being the counselor at Tobago Hospitality Institute. And when we return, we'll talk about more about the
definitely.
experience.
And also, oh my gosh, Reverend Sonia Whitlock's novel, Take the Limits Off. Now, my kings and queens, this speaks to so many of you. I know it, because I feel your vibration, and I know that this speaks to so many of you. We are going to speak a bit about the novel. We are going to speak a bit about your entry into ministry, and of course your school, and just basically helping and empowering. It's such a wonderful gift to have. And so we're going to take a break, guys. We're going to be right back with more Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Don't go anywhere. See you soon.
Bonaccord Crown Point Electoral District. It's your turn. The THA Executive Council is coming to meet with you as we continue our District Town Hall meeting series.
Canaan, Bonaccord and environs come out, that we can know definitely what is happening in our community.
Make sure you all come out and air all your views.
We invite you to come out in your numbers at the Canaan Bonaccord Community Center on Tuesday, 26 September at 6:30 p.m. as the Executive Council members give updates on existing and upcoming programs and projects. You also get the opportunity to share your concerns and ask questions. So, join us from 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, 26 September at the Canaan Bonaccord Community Center for the Executive Council's District Town Hall meeting. People of Bonaccord, including Bonaccord Development, Milford Court, Crown Point, and Storbay Local Road. This meeting is for you. Remember, your voice matters. All roads lead to the Roxborough Sporting Complex on Sunday, 24th September for the Republic Day Cultural Show and fireworks. The cultural show will feature a steel band pre-show. Hear from bands like Metro Stars and TN Tech East Side. You'll also witness performances by Best Village Champions 2023, Zante's Unique Touch, Fire Limbo by Encore Dance Theatre, New Edition Folk Performers, Roxborough Lakers, Windward Carnival Calypso Monarch 2023, Giselle Washington, the National Fire Service Band, and a steel pan blowout featuring national arranger Kush Ramsey. The pre-show begins at 5 p.m., the main show at 6 p.m., and the fireworks display at 8 p.m. The only place to be on Republic Day is Roxborough. See you there.
Are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Now, before we went to break, I would have mentioned so many things. I hope you guys were taking notes. So, my very esteemed guest, I would have expressed how honored I am to have this woman sitting with me today. And she has a wonderful novel entitled Take the Limits Off. And we're just going to delve into that just a bit. Okay, so Auntie Sonia, welcome back. And, you know, you're doing so many wonderful, positive things. And this book is no different. This is just one of the many hats that you wear as an author. You know, just give us a synopsis. Read a little bit of the book for us.
Yeah. All right. So my inspiration to write this book came from my spiritual and personal experiences. The storms of my life has inspired and taught me how to use my negative escapade as stepping stones to launch me into greater. And so the devastating events of my past has stimulated me to break through the external and internal pressures of life. And it was during these times of adversity I found my true identity in Christ. And when you get this book and you start to read, I need for you to know that this is your season to arise and shine. It's time to smile again. It's time to get your groove back, Stella. And allow me to say to you that I would be the first to admit that the lessons I have learned in life would last throughout my lifetime. I don't want to get teary here because so much. And it was during these difficult times I realized that my pit experiences eventually helped me to embrace the qualities and attributes of life that I possessed. However, initially, because of my loss of self, I was opposed to change. And thankfully, I had an epiphany that nothing changes if nothing changes. And I want to implore you, starting from today, why not be the change that you want to see. You will have me crying here.
Yes.
Because I'm reflecting on my life.
Yes.
And I'm seeing exactly where I came from. And the beautiful life, not what man has given to me, but God has given me beauty for my ashes.
Yes.
And He has given me strength for my pain. So I don't dwell on titles.
Right.
I am not about if I'm Reverend Sonia Whitlock. Because when I stand before God, He doesn't call me Reverend. He'd say, Sonia.
Yes.
What did you do
by your name?
with the talents and the giftings?
Oh, yes.
And I want to encourage you all. Don't stay where you are. Don't allow the critics and what you would have been through, the abuse.
And you know, one thing that you okay, Auntie?
Yes, I am.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
One thing that I get, and I totally get it now, is that we make the mistake of looking for validation.
Yes.
But we look for validation in the wrong place.
Yes.
The Almighty
God. Yes. I am not who you say I am.
Yeah.
I'm what God says I am.
And that is where we need to look. It's not what Jane says or Mary says or Marsha says or Paul says. We have to look to the Almighty.
Yes.
He works in us and through us.
Yes.
You know, it's not like He's an outside entity. He is constantly within us. And sometimes we were talking before about clearing the clutter.
Yes, we have to.
Because we don't hear.
Yeah, you don't hear from God.
Yeah.
And sometimes you hear people saying, I really want a better life. And, I just feel like I can't see my way. And it's because there's too much darkness.
Yeah.
Your life and our life is surrounded with too much darkness. And that is from our past. We keep holding on to it and we keep going into our dark room and just reliving the past. And God is saying, I wanna shed light on your way. Daughter, don't you know that it had to happen because it has ministry in it? It's to launch you and to propel you into your purpose. What I have seen, it's in the mess, there is a message. And in the test that we go through, there is a testimony to encourage another woman, to encourage another sister. And so throughout the journey, even becoming pregnant at a very early age, I didn't even know that God was preparing me to minister to adolescent girls.
Yes.
And for 13 years after returning back from Barbados, I told God when I was leaving, I said, I don't want to be the same way that I've left. I don't want to return back home and not be a solution to the problems that we face. I didn't even study social work. And there I came and I sent out my resume. And I remember I received a call from the administrator. And she said, I don't know you, but I'm looking at your resume.
Right.
And I see that you are a woman who really tried. You work here, there, you went back, come back, you Barbados. Lady, come and see me. And then she said to me, go to Mrs. Claudia Groom Duke.
Okay. Yes.
I think that you might be able to contribute. I went and I visited Mistress Duke. And she said to me, how much money do you want to work for? And because I didn't understand my value
at the
and
time,
my worth, I said, anything. She said, no, you have to put a value on you. And then eventually she said, I would hire you and I'd have you work in the gender affairs division. And I worked there for about a year. And one day she called me up to her office. And she said, I see greatness in you. She said, I want you to read this document, take these keys. I now have promoted you to manage the Adolescent Mothers Program in the Department of Social Services. I knew it was God.
Had to be God.
And when I sat, the Holy Spirit started to remind me, you remember you was an adolescent girl? And I was crying at my desk. And he said, I was preparing you to touch all the lives of these young girls who got pregnant at school. You see, when they came into my office, girl, I could relate. Miss Whitlock, I'm feeling this way. I feel unloved. I've been through, I went through all that.
Yeah.
All the emotions, having to run away, not being able to deal. And then mom could have come in and say, I don't know what to do with this child.
Yeah.
And I would be able to say, Mommy, no, you have to work with her. You got to hold her hand step by step. And for 13 years in the program, empowering Tobago through intervention programs. And oh my God, I've seen the young ladies, they were able to return back to school. Some of them are doctors, some of them are nurses, some of them are fire officers. They have graduated to returning back to school, being hairdressers. When they see me now, Miss Whitlock, and I'm able to say, God, I thank you that I was able to be a measure of support and bring value back into these girls' lives. So, you know, you might be going through abuse and you're saying, yeah, he beat me up so much, and you're out of that relationship now, but hey, you gotta form a little NGO. And God will send the right people to you so you can be able to empower women instead of bashing.
Yes, and impact. Because you see, that's the thing. We pay so much attention to the things that are not important.
Yeah.
That are not right.
Yes.
In the sight of God.
Yeah, but you know, Jay, I'm at a season in my life. I'm aging. I'm aging gracefully.
Indeed.
But what I'm seeing, you know, is even now more than ever, I am looking closely at my life. And there are a lot of persons who have wasted a lot of time waiting for your husband to change, waiting for your husband to love you, waiting for the children to grow up, waiting, and you're just waiting for the right time. But the Bible says to everything there is a time and a season. And as we wait the season, to every season there is a time. And we are getting old, and even working as the manager at Belgrove's Funeral Home, every day I see I'm in debt. There are so many persons, when you hear them read eulogies, you know, you hear them would say, I wish they were here to fulfill their purpose.
Yeah.
And I look at my life, especially now, and sometimes I ask myself, if you was to die now, girl, because like that death is part of life.
Oh, yes.
How do you view yourself with the remainder of because we don't know how much time we have left. But the important thing is for us to make use of the time that we have. And as I reflect on my life, I say, God, if I should die now, when I look at how I would have lived and utilized all the giftings and the time, he fixed me well.
Yes,
he loaded me with everything I need to fulfill the call and the purpose here on this earth. And I said I would die happy. But do I have work to do? He said, yes. There's so much more to do, because I think in this season of my life, I'm in my reaping season. I've sown, I've given into the lives of, deposited into the lives of people. And now is a reaping season. A reaping season where now what I do, I host a lot of women's conferences. It was only this week I just returned from Sarah Jake's Woman Evolve conference.
Okay.
So you know I on a high.
Yeah.
I'm back home evolving.
Yes.
You know, and I host a lot of conferences. I work with the children in the high school, mentoring and empowering them to fulfill the purpose. Encouraging them not to make the mistakes that I have made. I'm a very transparent and I'm very open pastor.
Oh, yes.
And for persons who have a problem with that, you just got to take it to the Lord in prayer, because this is who I am, you know. And I do a lot of working in the government departments. They would call me in to host workshops to empower their staff.
Right.
I'm now preparing for another workshop with administrators. And I just want to thank God for the gift of life, and for me being able, in spite of the critics, and for us to know there will be, the only time the old talk would end is when we're dead. We're dead, we're done.
Yeah.
So I empower my children. I empower my ministry. I empower the people that come into my life. Man, forget about the old talk.
Yeah.
And just keep on moving, keep on evolving, and fulfill the purpose for which you were created by God.
Definitely. And you know, you said it so well. You forget about the noise.
Yeah.
Leave that.
Block out the chatter.
Yeah. Because it's there to distract you.
Yes, it's they're distractors.
Yeah.
You know?
So you block that out. And you know, one of the things that I wanted to ask you really quickly before we wrap, just tell us a little bit about your school, Kayla's Academy, school that you
all right, so
founder.
Kayla's, yes, Kayla's Kids Academy, the mentoring foundation, that would have stemmed off from working with the adolescent girls. It is an NGO that God would have birthed within me, so that I can be able to be a measure of support and empowerment to the younger children. So I started with a homework center whereby children from the primary school who are illiterate to the extent that they are not able to read and write, I would have mentors, past principals and teachers come in and mentor these students. And then the vision went to another level, and I said it's time to start from the cradle, because I realized that when values are not instilled in the lives of children at a very early age, they deviate to deviant behavior. So we mold them from the crib, and from there they went to the toddler stage. And then God said, I was saying, when they were through, it was time to send them off to preschool. And I was a bit hurting. And then the Spirit said, well, you already have a group of children. Why don't you hire somebody who is trained? And then we started Kayla's Kids Academy. I named it after my first grandchild, because I wanted that legacy to pass down. You know, we have been making significant strides over the years. We have also had, coming out of our school, students who would have been top SCA students on the island. It was only a couple weeks ago when the SCA results came out. A mom came and she said to me, Miss Whitlock, Auntie Sonia, I'm coming with Sheldon just to say thanks, you know, because the academic skills that from Kayla's Kids Academy, my child going into the school would have always been an A student, and he would have topped SCA results. And I really want to thank God that I didn't allow the resources. I didn't have money. If you ask me if I'm a millionaire, no, I am not. But when I function, I don't work with budget. Or did you make a mint from having the school? No, because you still have to take care of rent and your teachers. So you're just breaking even. But that was never the goal, the finances. It was sowing into the lives of the students and seeing they evolve and become all that God has created them to be. So we would have been very successful in our quest. And even as we know we are getting ready to go to tie up, you know, I want to encourage all the women out there, young girls, you know, to ensure to aspire to greatness. I remember when I became a pastor, there were persons who would have said, she don't look the part. You know, she ain't called for this. But I need for you to know, you got to know who you are and who is you are in God. You are anointed and appointed for such a time as this. I want to declare over your life that your latter would be greater in spite of, and you would be blessed more than anything that you would have. I want to declare it over your life. And even I see God saying, elevation. You at a stage of elevation in your life, Jay, and get ready to go to your next level. So the sky is the limit. And ensure that you fulfill your purpose that God would have created you, because I'm doing it and I'm living my best life in this season.
And we want to thank you so much, Auntie Sonia. Thank you for your time and thank you for being a part of Brunch. We're going to take a break and we're going to be right back. Before we do that, let's just go to the trivia question really quickly. Our prize is a breakfast for two at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort, Tobago. Yes, let's go to our question. The brain corals. Yes. The brain corals in the Western Hemisphere is located where in Tobago? Yeah, the largest brain coral is located where? All right, so you guys, we want to see your answers. You know, we want you to get this lovely prize. So we're going to take a break and we're going to be right back with more Brunch, a taste of Tobago. See you guys soon.
Tobago, get ready to venture into the unknown. Mighty Crush Entertainment presents Dream the Phantasm. Join us on September 30th, 2023 from 11 p.m. to experience your newest reality at the Shore Park Complex, Tobago. And the best part, you can get your tickets now at Lust Restaurant and Lounge, Gulf City Lowlands, Jade Monkey Bar, Pablo's Supermarket, Barcode, Spade, Stumpy Complex Canaan, or online at WeTix.com and IslandEtickets.com. Mighty Crush Hotline 755-7874 on September 30th at the Shore Park Complex, Tobago. Dream the Phantasm.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at Standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, Standard. What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more. Standards have what you're searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online and store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beating on quality and price. It's nice.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa Group.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Wait, I do even have suit and thing for this wedding. Why getting them things?
Well, put my right over there.
Alright, thanks.
The Port Mall, where the varieties are large from your favorite stores, from restaurants to salons and from clothing stores to jewelry stores, located at Sanctus Hill, Scarborough, Tobago. Telephone number is 868-334-6589.
Wow. I didn't expect to see you here. Look good.
Thanks. It's all because of you and Port Mall. But here now I'm going to our wedding. You want to join me?
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright.
Beat the rush and come on down to the Port Mall.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
are back with Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. Now, my next guest is really quite interesting to have him here. We were having a discussion during the break. Now, we usually see the Trinidad and Tobago Police Services with the animal aspect of it, the animal department. So you have like your canine unit, and then you have the horses, those wonderful horses, and it has always been a wonder to me, how is it like? What is it like to work with these wonderful animals? And my next guest speaks to that. Wayne Meister is here. He is the head of the Mounted Branch for the Republic Day celebrations, and also the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. So what should I call you? Is it inspector? Is it what should I call you?
Actually, I'm an assistant commissioner of police, acting.
Okay, assistant
I'm in charge of the
commissioner.
specialized support units. And under the specialized support unit, we have 4 major units, which includes Mountain and Canine Branch, Transport Branch, Traffic and Highway Patrol Branch, and the Community Policing Apparatus.
Right. So you're in Tobago.
Yes.
And you're very much involved in anything and everything that's going on with Republic Day in terms of working with the animals. Now, remember I was talking about what that is like. What is it like? I'm going to start there.
Yes, well, as I indicated before, it's one of the most fulfilling things. I came to the specialized units just in June, and I decided that I will go to the Mounted Branch and decided to ride horse. So within 2 months, I climbed up on the horse for the first time. And then spending 2 months at the Mounted Branch, I understand the importance of that particular section, and understand the interaction that the officers have with these animals, and it's second to none. So it's quite fulfilling. I spend a lot of time with the horses and the dogs. So it is something that we look forward to every single day. And as I said before, they operate just like humans. They have feelings just like the humans.
Right.
They have down days. They have days that they don't want to work. They have days that they want to work. They have days that they're hyper. They have days that they're angry, sad. So all the emotions are expressed with those animals. Yeah.
And how long have you been working with these animals?
Well, I've been there just 2 months. So I would have interacted with most of the officers who have been there for over 20-something years. So they have that interaction. Just recently when we had Independence Day parade in Trinidad, one of the horses who was supposed to be on the parade was given a little problem in the rehearsal. So we took off that horse from the parade because, remember, we wanted to have a proper show. And the day of the parade, when I arrived to brief the officers, the officer who horse was changed, he was in tears because his horse was left over the parade, and he had us ride another horse. So that shows you the kind of passion and emotions that the riders and the horses have, together with the canine branch and the handlers.
And it's also an emotional connection as well, because if he's in tears, if he's crying, then there's that emotional aspect that you have with your animal friend, your animal partner. And here he is, his horse is left out and he has to ride another horse.
Yeah, most definitely. The horses actually feel that connection. Once you mount the horse, that horse goes with your energy. So you express fear, the horse is going to be fearful. You show that level of bravery and courage and so on, the horse is going to display that. So you have to be constantly communicating with the horses and the dogs to ensure that they understand and they have that confidence in you, that you will carry them up, because horses actually see objects 10 times their size. So if a horse see you, or see a flag or see a butterfly, it is magnified. So you have to be constantly speaking to them and letting them know that, hey, everything is okay and we're going to have a good day.
And how are preparations going for you guys? How is it going for Republic Day 2023?
Well, it's going okay. We had a slight glitch yesterday. The horses were supposed to be in Tobago around 8 p.m., but there was some challenges with the sailing from Trinidad. So they arrived 2 o'clock this morning.
Oh, my.
So those horses were under some pressure because, they're in a standing position.
Yeah.
So we brought them this morning, 2 o'clock, organized their meals and so on. And this morning we decided to carry them out for a stretch to stretch out their muscles and so on, but there was a massive amount of rain this morning, so we had to cancel that exercise. But this afternoon, in the heart of Scarborough, we will be making a patrol together with the canines, where we will interact with members of the community.
Okay. And what about the preparations in Trinidad?
As it relates to the...
Yeah, as it relates to the animals, canine, horses. How is that going so far?
Yeah, that's going well, and it's an entire routine. So the mounted branch comprised of the riders together with a support staff. The support staff comprise the grooms and the aides. Those guys and ladies will be at the mounted branch at 4 a.m. in the morning. They will go to the Shagaramas area. They're going to cut grass because the horses are vegetarians, so the horses don't eat grass. And so they'll go down, cut grass every morning for 4 o'clock, bring that grass back to the mounted branch. The horses must be fed at a particular time. So 6 a.m. they are fed. And around 7 o'clock, the horses are all prepared to exercise. They must exercise every morning. If the horses don't exercise, they could get sick. So every morning they are prepared and they exercise, and then from around 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. onwards, the horses are divided up to make patrols in the various communities, to do school visits and so on.
Okay. And in terms of your experience in the TTPS, how long have you been a part of the service?
I've been a member of the service all my adult life. So 34 years service. I joined the service at age 19. So I don't know anything else other than the TTPS. And I am much grateful to the TTPS for, grooming and shaping my character for the past 34 years.
And when you enter the service, can you indicate that I prefer working with the dogs and the horses? Can you indicate that you want to go that route, or there's a level of training that you have to undergo before that happens?
Yes, well, when you join the TTPS, you must go through 3 years of what they call general policing. So you're not supposed to go in any specialist section during those 3 years. So in those 3 years, you'll see the officers at the stations, they'll be doing patrols, going to court, making arrests, giving tickets, those kind of things. And after 3 years, when you are actually confirmed in your work, 2 to 3 years, then now you can decide, you know what, I think I have a love for animals, so I want to go to the mountain and canine branch.
Yeah.
So you make an application. Once you are successful, you go across there. The training is actually 6 months, 6 to 9 months for an officer to be trained properly with the horses and dogs.
Yeah. Well, let's just come off that for a little bit. Let's talk about you for a little while. Tell us about, we could go as far back as education. Before joining the service, what was your journey like?
Well, it was a very interesting one. I attended St. Crispin Anglican School, and that's Woodbrook, Port of Spain. Then from there, Belmont Intermediate, which is now St. Francis College. I was a member of the cadet force, in the rank of staff sergeant. And from there, I wanted to be in some form of military service because the cadets laid that foundation. And at age 18, I applied for every single service. Army, Coast Guard, prisons, fire, police. All of them were taken at the same time. I applied to all. And well, I was called by the police first.
Yeah.
So I went to the police service where in 1989, spent 18 months in training at that time. And that was it. And my journey began from there to be a career police officer along the line.
What about mentoring? Do you do any type of mentoring, boys club, girls club, going to schools, speaking on positive messages, that kind of thing? Do you guys do any kind of outreach programs, going into the community, that kind of thing?
Yes, definitely. So the Mountain and Canine branch, we are part of the whole crime fighting architecture.
Right.
So we have 2 approaches. We have the hard approach where you have officers who will go for the bad guys, so to speak. And then you have what you call the remedial or the soft approach, the secondary crime fighting measures, where we try to reach the minds of the younger generation so that we could, keep their mind focused so that they can be model citizens. So that's where the mounted branch comes in. So we do a lot of outreach programs, school visits. We are also part of where we offer therapy for the differently able. So persons with various disorders will come to the mounted branch, and actually riding horses is a form of therapy. So we assist them with that.
Right.
All right. As it relates to our patrols, once you're on a horseback, we were in Trinidad and we were walking on a patrol and we passed by the La Perouse Cemetery. So we actually at a height, so we could see inside of the cemetery. So there's a lot of advantages with persons being on mountain.
Right.
And likewise with the dogs are also involved in two aspects. In main crime fighting, where the dogs are involved in searches, we have bomb dogs, we have narcotic dogs, we have cadaver dogs, we have money dogs that can sniff out
money
and so on. So there's a whole combination, but we do heavy school visits. As a matter of fact, this afternoon on our way to Scarborough, we're going to be passing in one of the schools. Most likely might be Signal Hill or one of those schools. That's the passing to interact with the parents, the teachers and the students.
And the students. You know, one of the things that I remember, I went to a career day with my son once, and 50%, I have to say 50%, because you had to come dressed in what you wanted to be when you grew up.
Right.
50% of that body of children came dressed as police officers. So they were in the gray and, I mean, helmets.
Yes,
my son wanted to wear a police officer costume.
Yes.
So it was they had everything, the stripes, they had the gold buttons, they had the hat, the black pants, the shoes, everything.
Yes.
And I'm saying, what is that like? Because, you know, our youngsters are so innocent and so pure. And this is how they see the police service. They still, you know, they see it as, okay, I'm like a superhero.
Yes,
I'm like a crime fighter.
Correct.
Yeah, 50% of the class.
Yeah, and that's why I said policing is a very noble profession. And you're quite right with the superhero thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we are accustomed to Batman and Superman and so, but police officers, military personnel, we are the real heroes. You know, persons watching us at that level. Just recently in Independence Day, there was one of the commanders of the parade was Group Captain Hannes.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's the first female to be a parade commander for the biggest parade that have in Trinidad and Tobago, which is the Independence Day parade.
Yeah.
And while we were walking down Tragedy Road on the route march, you know, there was a lot of young ladies who, you know, they indicate that I want to be just like her.
Yeah.
I want to be on horseback. I want to be a military person. I want to be in the air guard. I want to be in the police. And it is very motivational for those persons to get on board as part of being something good in society and being a superhero.
Yeah. You know, and I have to go back to Career Day. You know, this is something that I was so happy that was introduced as an initiative for schools. And not just the police service, but like you said, the protective services. You had like so many young people, you know, signing up.
Yes.
They want to become police officers. They want to become firefighters. They want to become, you know, a member of the Coast Guard and that sort of thing. So I think, you know, we have to speak positivity into our youngsters.
That's correct.
You know, they get a bad rep from time to time.
Yes.
Yeah, so we need to keep speaking positivity into them. What would you say to the viewers watching? If you had to leave a positive message, what would you tell us today?
Well, you know, I want to say that, you know, Trinidad and Tobago, we are facing some challenges. We can't, you know, bury our head in the sand and so on. But I want to let Trinidad and Tobago know that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, we are not asleep. We are here. We want to work with members of the public. And we say that we cannot fight crime on our own. Crime is everybody's business. And we need assistance. As a matter of fact, 80% of our arrests or putting persons before the court for various things is as a result of cooperation from members of the community who will give us the information because they are our eyes and ears in the community. So we want to foster that relationship. You remember long ago, persons look at police officers as a big bad wolves. You know, sometimes you'll tell your kids, I'm going to call the police for you and to frighten them. But that is not the case anymore. We are a police service. We offer a variety of career paths within the service. We have persons who join the service as ordinary persons and they would have studied their way. Some are lawyers. They go into different fields. So there's a wide field. So I'm saying to members of the community, support us, and we are here to support you all. We will stand and we will defend our country throughout.
Yes, and without question or pause. And we want to thank Wayne Meister for joining us on Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. It has absolutely been a pleasure speaking with him today. We're going to take a break. We're going to be right back. But let me just mention the trivia question really quickly. The largest brain coral in the Western Hemisphere is located where and in what reef in Tobago? We're going to take a break and we're going to be right back with more Brunch, a taste of Tobago. See you guys soon.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Inner Health, number 13B Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Book your passage and come on over.
And welcome back to Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Thank you so much for staying with us and for joining us. And I'm so happy. I'm so honored. I'm so proud because I love speaking with sons and daughters who are doing wonderful things. And my next guest is no different. Rachel James joins us. She's a special needs educator, and that is one of the most rewarding jobs that one person can have. And I'm so happy that she's with us, and I want to welcome her to the Brunch mid-morning show today. We're going to talk special needs. We're going to delve in just a little bit on the importance of being able to reach the minds of these wonderful children. So let's get ready. We are going to be talking to Rachel James Charles. See, I corrected myself there. Rachel James Charles. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, my sister. Thank you for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Good morning, Janelle, and good morning, Tobago.
Yeah.
Good morning.
So special needs education. It is so vast. So I'm just gonna delve right in. Let's go back a little bit and just tell us a bit about how you got involved in being a special needs educator. Let's start there.
Well, so leading back to my early formative years during school, there would always be teachers who would either help you up or teachers who would pull you down. And there were some teachers who helped me. I realized later on in life that I had dyslexia, but a teacher noticed that I did, and she gave me the support that I needed to be successful, which planted a seed in me to become just an educator. It wasn't necessarily special educator or a special needs educator. So moving on from there, I just pursued the career of becoming an educator. And I fell into becoming a special educator when one of my principals asked me to step into a role. You know, you can't really back off once they see that potential in you. And I stepped into the role and I hit the ground running, and I've been running ever since.
And tell us, why is special needs education important?
Oh, so in the year 2022, 2021, 2022, in the United States alone, there were 7 point, I want to get my numbers correct. There was 7.3 million um, students ages 3 to 21 that were catered a service to underneath the IDEA, which is the Individual Disability Education Act. And these were only students who were diagnosed with a special disability. There are many more that went undiagnosed and have been going undiagnosed for the longest while. So, in my job, I have to be able to assess and to make sure that these students are getting the correct support that they need to become successful citizens. I have to advocate for every student that comes into my care. And I also have to make sure that they're getting the proper education that is provided by the FAPE law in the United States of America.
And are there any strategies that are put in place? You know, because we're trying to really pretty much close that educational gap that
Yeah.
seems to keep getting just a little too big on our educational journey. You know, is anything, has the conversation changed? Has, you know, policies come into play, you know, in just bridging that gap? What, and if so, what's been going on in the educational space?
So in the educational space, we have a vast team of educators, along with the principals, along with the parents, that come together annually, and we develop something called an IEP, which is an individualized educational program for each student. In this IEP, you have the goals and objectives for these students in order to help bridge that educational gap. We see where the children are, we see where they need to be, and we work in between to get them to where they need to be. So we work with general educators as well. We work with specialists. We work with any therapists to help get these students to where they need to be. So the IEP is basically like the special ed Bible. If you don't know this IEP, you don't know your student, and you have to know your student in order to be able to provide that special education for that student, because children learn differently. We have children who learn visually, we have children who learn by hearing, we have children who learn by touching, we have children who learn by just watching their teacher model. So in order to know how to provide for your specific student, you have to be able to know that specific student.
And what is a typical day like? This is one of the questions I've been meaning to ask you. It's never a dull moment, I am so sure, but what is a typical day like for you as a special needs educator?
Um, Typically, my day starts pretty early. I come in earlier because I have vowed to not stay late this school year. Usually, I would leave the building around 6. This school year, I decided I was going to leave probably around 4:35 once all my students are on their bus and they're on their way home. So typically, my day starts pretty early. I come in, I clean, I make sure that everything is good and ready for them. I always try to create a positive learning environment for my students. We eat breakfast, we come up, and then you do something that I call a temperature check. You check in with them to make sure that they are okay, because a child who has a lot going on at home, you absolutely can't teach that child. You have to deal with whatever is going on first, and then you delved into the academics. So basically, we do a lot of circle time. We sit, we talk, we chat, but once we get down to learning, we learn, and we learn hard. My expectations are really high for every one of my students, and they know what my expectations are, and they basically live up to my expectations and fulfill their potential.
And what would they say if they had to be a voice today? What would they say about Auntie Rachel?
They would say that that Miss Anti-Racial, I haven't heard that in a long while. Anti-racial is fair, and anti-racial loves. I I always come from a place of love, no matter what I am doing. And when a child knows that you love them, you can pull anything out of that child. A, a child absolutely don't care what you know until they know that you care.
I love it. And you said it so well because I'm listening to you and I'm feeling the passion, I'm feeling the love for what you do. And that's a beautiful thing because a special needs educator to me really starts that bridging of the gap in terms of educating, because when you have special needs personnel, you have special needs children, then it's a totally different narrative that you have to follow now, because you have to
Exactly.
get to the meat of the matter, and
You
it's not
have to.
always easy to do that. Yeah.
It isn't. And sometimes you don't have that time to really dally. So sometimes the work, not sometimes, most times the work is dirty. You got to get down in the trenches and you have to get what you need for those students in order to bridge, or at least to bridge. Most of my students, they are 4 and 5 grade levels behind. And we have to bridge that educational gap in order to make them successful citizens. Not only I delve in academics, I also delve in life skills. So I teach them how to wash, how to fold their clothes, how to brush their teeth, how to comb their hair, how to make sure their face is clean, how to make sure their clothes is clean. So I wear probably too many hats, but I'll wear them, and I wear them proudly, and make sure that they are well-rounded citizens. When they leave this class, I want to ensure that they are successful citizens and well-rounded on
Yeah,
the outside.
yeah, and I love the fact this is what stands out for me. You're preparing them,
Yep.
and the word special needs doesn't even need to come up because they're like
No.
normal. You're preparing them for
Yeah.
normal existence, for normal life, taking
Exactly.
care of themselves. And so
Mhm.
that little closet or that little mask or that little crutch that people hide behind, it's not
Yeah.
even a topic of discussion
No, it's
because
not.
hey, you have life to live and we're preparing you for that.
Of course, indeed, indeed. I don't say can't in my classroom. We believe in the power of can or not yet. So whatever skills or whatever academic level that they are at, if they are struggling to get it, we will get it eventually. So we believe in the power of yet. I try not to, like you said, use that the disability as a crutch most
Mm-hmm.
times to say, well, I can't do this because I am this way, or I can't do that because I am that way. I need them to see that they are human first. They have a disability, but they are not disabled. You
Yes.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. What's next for you though, Rachel? What's next? Where
Um,
is your journey taking you next?
so um, my admins, not my admins, but the admins where I work, they've been whispering about stepping out of the classroom, being an admin advocate for special ed. But I believe that I have a lot more work to do in the classroom. I don't think that my journey should, and I know even if I step out of the classroom, it would not end there, but I believe that I have a lot more work in the classroom. So maybe a couple more years down the road, I may step out of the classroom. But for now, my job is to remain in the classroom and just love on these babies and allow them to grow and thrive in a positive environment.
Being Tobagonian, a Tobagonian daughter, you
Uh,
have a certain, there's a rhythm to us, a
oh,
rhythm of
yeah.
expression, and what would it have been like for you growing up in Tobago? What was your family like, your family life? Tell us a bit about that.
Family life in Tobago, well, we're always close knit. There's always a close knit family. My mom has three girls. I'm the middle child. So we have always banded together to ensure that we are all successful in whatever path we take. My mom has always been supportive. Even now, she calls like, "Where you going? What time you coming home? Are you okay? Do you need anything?" So that connection has never ever been broken. Even I'm thousands of miles away. So that close knit, family oriented disposition that we always have, it continues, and it also continues in my classroom. I ensure that everyone is well taken care of. They belong to me when they get off that bus. They are my children until I put them back on that bus to send them home.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that. And if you had to leave a positive word with us today, what would you say to us, Rachel?
Okay, positive word. Being a special needs child does not necessarily mean that things are unreachable for you. It does not mean that doors would be closed for you, or even being a special needs adult, because we have highly functioning special ed or special needs adult in this world, and you will never know. Children with special needs basically needs support. They need assistance. They need accommodations in order to become productive citizens in the world. And don't ever think that a special ed child or someone who shows signs of disability would never ever amount to anything. Everything in this world is possible. So that's my word.
And I absolutely love it. But working in the special needs education industry, dealing with special needs children, are
Mhm.
there characteristics that you can point out that a special needs educator, a special needs teacher would have? What are some of the characteristics that you would point out that you would have?
Um, so I call them the double P's. The double P's, patience and passion, and they go hand in hand. You have to have patience. Your patience comes with, sometimes you may have a child who has a behavioral issue as well as a disability. And that's your patience. Your patience is to make this child understand that I am here to help you, not to hurt you. I am here to work with you. The passion, if you don't have passion for this job is for the strong of heart. If you do not have a passion for this, you're wasting your time and you're hurting more than you're helping. So the double P's helps me through the patience, the passion. You have to learn how to collaborate, be a critical thinker, be strong with your planning. You must plan. You have to plan ahead, because you don't plan ahead, you plan to fail. So those are the words for some of the characteristics of a special educator.
And I want to thank you so much. I absolutely enjoyed this conversation. You're not even here, and I'm feeling your love. I'm feeling your positivity. I'm feeling your passion for what you do. And we just want to thank you so much for being a part of Brunch Mid-Morning Show today. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And from our family to yours, we wish you peace, love, and light. So blessings to you, Rachel.
Thank you, and blessings to you too. Hi, everyone in Tobago.
Thank you so much. So we're going to take a break, guys, and we're going to be right back with more Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Culture Corner is up next, and you don't want to miss that. Omari Kobe joins us, aka Trip, and we're going to have a discussion with Omari today. Let me just mention our trivia question on the way out. The largest brain coral in the Western Hemisphere is located in what reef in Tobago? We are going to be right back with Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. See you guys soon.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Mount Pleasant Credit Union back to school loan promotion. Loans up to 15,000. Requirements: job letter and a payslip no more than 1 month old. Utility bill, copy of book list, salary deduction, 10% down payment for self-employed persons, evidence of income and expenditure, bank statement, 12 to 18 months, other supporting document. Promotion ends October 18. Contact us at 639-8375 or 8108 or check us out on www.mpcutobago.com or email us at loans@mpcutobago.com. Mount Pleasant Credit Union's back to school loan promotion.
All roads lead to the Roxborough Sporting Complex on Sunday, 24th September for the Republic Day Cultural Show and fireworks. The cultural show will feature a steel band pre-show. Hear from bands like Metro Stars and TN Tech East Side. You'll also witness performances by Best Village Champions 2023, Zante's Unique Touch, Fire Limbo by Encore Dance Theatre, New Edition Folk Performers, Roxborough Lakers, Windward Carnival Calypso Monarch 2023, Giselle Washington, the National Fire Service Band, and a steel pan blowout featuring national arranger Kush Ramsey. The pre-show begins at 5 p.m., the main show at 6 p.m., and the fireworks display at 8 p.m. The only place to be on Republic Day is Roxborough. See you there. Bonaccord Crown Point Electoral District. It's your turn. The THA Executive Council is coming to meet with you as we continue our District Town Hall meeting series.
Canaan, Bonaccord and environs come out that we can know definitely what is happening in our community.
Make sure you all come out and air all your views.
We invite you to come out in your numbers at the Canaan Bonaccord Community Center on Tuesday, 26 September at 6:30 p.m. as the Executive Council members give updates on existing and upcoming programs and projects. You also get the opportunity to share your concerns and ask questions. So, join us from 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday, 26 September at the Canaan Bonaccord Community Center for the Executive Council's District Town Hall meeting. People of Bonaccord, including Bonaccord Development, Milford Court, Crown Point, and Storbay Local Road, this meeting is for you. Remember, your voice matters.
Back with Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Now, guys, I was just speaking with my next guest, and he was sharing a story with me. But the thing about it is, many of us on our life journey, we always have experiences that we channel from. And my next guest is no different. Omari Kobe joins us, also known as Trip. And he is an aspiring recording artist right here in Tobago. Umari, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
And thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
So we were talking during the break, you know, we went back to how it started for you, you know, and you were talking about writing. Was it a love letter or a love song?
It was actually a song.
Was a song?
Yeah, in my earlier days of Standard 1, Standard 2, I had a huge crush on whose name shall not be disclosed on this show. And we were sitting not too far from each other, and I'm here and I'm in my book, and I'm scribbling some lyrics, and then I go home and I show it to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, so I wrote this song today in school for XYZ, and she's like, it's wonderful, darling, and I love it, but I didn't buy your school books for this, so I'll probably buy you a book if you need to write. Don't do this again.
Right.
And from then, it stemmed into something that I genuinely love, because like, I put the song into practice, and I tried to sing the song, and I was like, this is not half bad. And then I just put more into practice, until it became one of my favorite pastimes.
Right. And did you always like writing?
Always. I was always a fan of literature, and I just decided to explore different avenues with it, because I was already a fan of story writing, poem writing. So I decided to say, okay, let's try another facet of same writing.
And when did you actually getting involved in music professionally? When did that start for you?
It was, I think it was 2015. I had released my first song at the point in time onto social medias and stuff. I was still in high school at the point in time. A bit apprehensive, because, you know, you're in high school, it's music, everybody's expecting you to take the colloquial dance all route. And then we did it, we got good response on the ground from school, and we actually did Great Fed 2016 the following year. And then after that, it more or less gave me the inspiration to keep pushing.
Who are some of the persons that you would have met on your journey?
I met TJ on my journey twice, actually. One for a friend's event that they kept in Tobago, and once for Great Fit. I think it was 2018. He actually gave me some of the best advice on my career. His simple advice was controversy. Controversy makes with the music. Because at the point in time, he had a song that was playing in Trinidad and Tobago, and he let me know straight up, he was like, the controversy is really the lyrics in that song, because it's stuff that people don't colloquially put into the dancehall. I was like, okay, cool, that's a good aspect to look at. Another person I love to give credence to as a Tobagonian is Sherwin Winchester. Being completely honest. Last year I did a competition in Tobago here, and he was one of the judges. And he's one of the few people that critically analyze and critique me and give me some genuine advice, and I'll always give him a thumbs up for that.
Yeah, and you see, when you're an upcoming artist, you know, you're such an open canvas. It's like, you know, you're taking the steps and you're getting ready to paint with your brush on that canvas. But sometimes you meet people that are strategically placed there, at that place, that time, you know, and something they say or an action may just resonate with you.
Correct.
Yeah, and then another part of the journey starts. Yeah. So what's your favorite genre? Do you love all types of music, or is it
I mean, I love music on a whole as a musician. Like, to me, I don't really have a love for a specific genre. But if I have to be specific, I am a fan of 80s funk. I don't know why. I just love 80s funk and disco music.
Yeah.
Don't hold it against me. Rick James is one of my idols. Like, don't hold it against me. I love that era of music, because to me, that's when music was one of its purest. If you're not a vocalist, you're not singing.
Yeah.
If you're not a musician, you're not playing instruments. Music was at its purest at that time. You couldn't fake it with any auto-tune, or if you had it, you had it.
Yeah. So, in terms of instruments, do you play any instruments?
I used to when I was a bit younger, but I don't take playing my instruments that seriously right now until I think I'm a bit more where I'd like to see myself sonically with the music. But I'm trying to get more into the guitar. I was always a drummer, a bit of pan. I'm trying to get more heavy into the guitar right now.
All right. So you're basically trying to do more performing. You're trying to be more on stage.
Correct.
That's what's happening here. So this is that part of the journey now that we're talking about.
Correct.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about where you performed. You said you met Sherwin Winchester, one of your mentors. Where was this?
That was Tobago Stars of Soca last year at Shore Park Complex. Yeah, I was a finalist in a a competition that they hosted in Tobago here. It was an amazing experience. And what made showing stand out to me is during the entire competition, a lot of artists, after finishing the show, are coming back to the audition room and they're like, biases, so much biases. And I'm like, I don't think it's a bias. Maybe if you go put your best product forward, we will see what comes outside. So then I go present my product and showing is like amazing product. Here what you had to do for me, small man. Start to move around more. You say, yeah, if you was the man that could sing and I know you had the vocals, move around more on the ground, interact with the people, jump around a little bit. My next performance, I put his advice exactly into favor. Happened. One of my greatest performances to that day, I was like, okay, showing on to something. This is why I listen to the people who are in the game more mature than you.
Yeah. And especially if it's constructive.
Correct.
Because sometimes it's not.
Correct.
You know, if I had to be honest.
That's the truth.
Because most of the times you reach the negativity first.
Yes, most of the times it's what you cannot do opposed to what would be best for you.
Yeah, the negativity comes first. But it's your ability to push through that and destroy that force that is guiding the negativity.
Correct. Because how I look at it sometimes when people leave those comments are, what could have been the inspiration behind that comment? So, okay, if someone says that they think your performance was a bit lackluster, maybe they're negative, yes. But if you take what they're saying into account and then you critically analyze it and say, why would they think the performance was lackluster? Maybe I didn't interact with the crowd enough. Maybe I didn't engage. So those are the things sometimes I like to look at to pick apart for myself analytically as a performer.
Yeah, and that's a good outlook to have. Because like I said, you're a canvas. You think of yourself as a canvas, but you are the artist here. You are painting. And so the people that you meet on the way, whether it's negative or positive, there's always something to take away from that. Yeah, and we choose. You either choose to let it hinder you.
Or let it build.
Yeah.
Correct.
So what's next for Omari?
I have a couple of releases right now. My producer is currently in New York. We got my boy Platinum Touch. I know you're streaming, bro.
Hi, Platinum.
Yeah, we're working on a lot of music right now, including this release that you all might hear in a while. Apart from that, we're trying to create a new song for Tobago. So for me, personally, I love soca, but not soca. And what I mean by that is I love Rai Shorty I's rendition of soca. When the chutney and the Afro music meets, SOKA, love it.
Yes.
New school soca, I'm not too much a fan of.
Okay.
So what we're trying to do is we're trying to revolutionize the old school song and modernize it a bit. Because in my humble opinion, there is no era of soca that is better than the old school era of soca.
Right.
It's just the kids of today wouldn't be able to relate to some of the topics of old school soca. But the energy of the music itself, the essence, it's completely there. So we're trying to capitalize on it and see if we can modernize it for the kids.
Yeah, and I think the godfathers, the pioneers, the innovators, they would have been coming from a totally different place.
Era, correct.
And so the music gives us that. And so the 80s was a wonderful time to be involved in music. Music was up there. It was at its pinnacle in the 80s. So I was very fortunate, just as you, I was fortunate to grow up in a very musical home. So we had all of the genres there. It was soul, it was jazz, it was Jim Reeves on a Sunday, you know. So it was like a ball of just musical energy all the time. And it makes for a better artist because you appreciate.
Correct.
Yeah.
Plus, you could gain inspiration from different facets too. Like, you could be at a mental block while working on a song, and instantly, this piece of Rick James or Jim Reeves might fly into your mind, and you're like, you know, this cadence wasn't too bad, this key wasn't too bad. So you could gain inspiration from the things you feed yourself as well too. Because the reason why a lot of modern artists might consider themselves getting creativity blocks is because what do you feed yourself? Most of them only listen to music that is unbecoming in this current day and time.
Yes, that is a very good point. Because what you put in is so important.
Very.
You know, it gives birth to negativity or positivity. And so that's why we're coming back to the fact that you have to choose what you put in. and then you get the required results.
Correct.
Yeah?
Correct.
What would you say to the people watching today?
What I would say is, regardless of where you are, what you are doing, always stand firm to your beliefs. Courage is not what it takes to stand in a crowd, but stand alone. And always strive for greatness. Never let people say you can't. If you think you could do it, try. You never know. You never know. The sky is the limit. And we've just learned that we have UFOs, as the United States says, so the sky is no longer the limit. Put your best foot forward.
Yeah, it's not even the sky anymore.
Yeah, the sky is no longer the limit.
Whatever is beyond there, it's not
Correct.
even the sky.
Correct. So put
Yeah.
that best foot forward. Even in a technological advanced time where we have artificial intelligence, we have chat GPT, we have all kind of facets of software, so there's nothing keeping us back in this day and age beside ourselves.
Yeah, definitely. So how does, and this is something that I always ask, how does your lyrics, how do they come to you? Do they come to you and you just have to rush up and get to writing? Do they come to you while you're sleeping? Do they come to you with a melody?
I mean,
How does it come to you?
Sometimes it's a cacophony of things like,
Yes.
okay, I have a weird habit as to where the beat would start playing and I would say absolutely nothing and start humming a weird melody with no words. And then I'm just here like, I like this melody, and then I'll put words to it. Or sometimes I'll get the words first, no melody. Or sometimes I'll just have my book and I'll just start writing absolutely whatever comes to mind. I don't know, I have no specific form of writing style. It just happens sometimes, I guess. Most times freestyle, to be honest.
Yeah, that's because it's a natural part of you.
Yeah.
So it just happens.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
and it's something that you have, or it's either you have it or you don't. I always say that because it's a spiritual gift.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
It is because musicians have a lot of power garnered to them, and they do not understand the power that they have garnered to them.
Yeah.
Like everyone in the world universally listens to music. That's everyone's common trait. Everyone around the world in some form or fashion listens to music.
I remember a creative telling me one time, Monifa Sinclair, good morning to you. She was saying that as creatives, without us, without the musicians and without the artists, without the designers, the world is just two shades, black and white.
It is.
So there's no color, there's no substance, there's no excitement, there's no, you know.
The reason I could agree to you with that is in most times of strife in societal times, it's always the creators that speak out first. It's always the artists making the controversial pieces to say, we don't conform to this. It's always the musicians making the controversial pieces of arts to say, we stand against this, to rally the people together. For example, look at the deceased Bob Marley. Like, while Jamaica was going through a pivotal time, one artist single-handedly geared the people into a different direction of positivity.
Yeah.
That was a dark era in time for Jamaica, and
Yes,
people
it
don't know, you know.
was. Yeah.
And Bob Marley single-handedly came together and steered the people in another direction. Consciousness and good vibration. Now there's a Rasta every two corners.
Yeah. And the positivity that he displayed as well, it was hypnotic.
Correct.
You had no choice but to
fall in
go
line.
in that direction.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the power we come back to, not just having the gift, you know, but having that spiritual connection.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, we come back to that.
Correct.
Yeah. So what have you been doing thus far? I know October Carnival is upon us. There are quite a few events that are taking place. Any of these interest you? Are you involved in anything? What's going on?
To be honest, every event for this season interests me. I'm just waiting on the right call from the right people, I'd say. Because the type of artist I am, I don't really like to go hunting for the bookings when the season come around.
Right.
I'm more like to let the work speak for itself. So I'll drop a couple releases. If Tobago is feeling fit, I'm on the casting. If Tobago isn't digging it, I'm not on the casting. I really don't like to be the type of artist that goes, okay, I dropped a song, play me, give me a booking. I find that's more looking for a handout, looking for a spoon in mouth. Drop good quality content, and the people are gonna ask for good quality content. You know that kind of way? So that is really my mindset right now when it comes to the performances in Tobago.
Okay. And you know, somebody was telling me the other day, once you're writing, just write. Every time, get your pen to paper, just write, because what happens is that it's so therapeutic.
Correct.
It cleanses, it gives you a certain type of outlook. And
Does.
sometimes you need to have a certain type of outlook because you come into contact with so many types of souls, mostly negative. Because the negative pushes through first.
Correct.
And then you
Correct.
have to chip away, push
Correct.
through.
Completely correct.
And then you get to the positivity.
Yep. Completely.
Yeah. Tell us about Soca Jumbie. How did this come about?
This
is a new song?
Conventionally new to the listeners, but
Okay.
it was composed in 2018, believe you not, while I was actually still 17 years old with my producer who is in New York right now. But what happened with that song is while we are producing the song, we hit a roadblock when we're at the chorus and we're like, where do we go from here? And then I'm like, bro, it hits me. We're gonna put a brass in the song and it's gonna go pum 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 pum. He's like, all right, I'm feeling it. We put the brass down and we start playing this track back. And he's like, you wanna sing anything on top of this? I'm like, nope. I ain't even playing anything over this because the vibes is already there. And what we decided to do is, again, as I said before, we wanted to take the old school facet of soca and modernize it. So if you listen to the song properly, you'll hear a couple of djembes in the background from the Afro song. You'll hear a couple stuff from the Chuckney song in it still, because we're trying to revolutionize the old school sound of soca and modernize it a bit.
Let me tell you what I love. I love the fact that you are so in touch with the musical pioneers that went before you. Because it makes you such a holistic artist now. Because you are following and getting to know not just the pioneers, but you're getting to know their art, their music.
I like that you say that, because
Yeah.
for me, I think that you cannot really build on a foundation if you don't know what the foundation is built on. So like, okay, you can't go on a concrete platform and put up a ply house, not knowing if it's concrete you're basing on. So like for me as an entertainer, I had to binge listen these types of artists because there's no way I could tell myself I would like to get into the arena of soca. I would like to be multifaceted in the arena of soca, and I'm not listening to the proprietors before me.
Right. And this is you doing.
This video is actually such a while back. It was just me and my bro just having, a good time.
Yeah, that's your signature dance there.
Yep. Yep, we were just having a good time.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Which song was this?
This was actually Soca Jumbie itself.
This is the actual video here.
Well,
Soca Jumbie.
actually, it isn't the music video itself. This was just us having a good time.
Okay.
Doing more promotional stuff.
Yeah, I love the fact you guys look like you're having so much fun.
Well, that's the essence of it. I mean, when it comes down to soca music at its core, soca music is freedom music. It isn't music to be constrained or held down by. So when I am personally doing soca, I say I like the music to have a spirit in it. And that's the premise of Soca Jumbie, that when you hear that song, there's innately a jumbie in there. There's a spirit in there. You cannot just sit still and not move a hand, not tap a leg, not shake a finger. There's a jumbie in the song. There's a soca jumbie in it. You cannot just sit down, listen to the song and say, okay, this is nice. I don't want to tap my foot. Have to shake something.
You have to. Because it's supposed to be so natural. It's supposed to be like a reflex. It should not be, because I've seen it where people try so hard not to move. They try so hard not to even sway or shake. And then it's a losing battle. You have to move something. You have to shake something.
Correct. And that's why I named it Soca Jumbie, because to me it's like a possession of music,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's something that is so spiritual, and I don't think everyone understands
at all
the gravity of that.
At all, because music is hypnotic.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It is hypnotic.
Be careful what you feed yourself, kids.
Yeah.
Be very careful what you listen to.
Because it goes in there and does its own thing.
Yep.
And I don't think some of us understand just how deep that is.
Correct.
Yeah?
Correct.
So, let's say something to the young artists, because there's so many of the young people coming up and they absolutely want to perform. They absolutely love singing. They're already writing more than you and I. What do we say to them? How do we encourage them today?
Work hard and get into the music. For the young entertainers, you're going to be rubbed a lot and short-handed until you get yourself involved in the music. Learn how to read a musical scale. If you're only an artist and you only want to do writing and you only want to do songs, it still helps to learn musical scale. So you could learn pitch, you could learn key, you could learn octaves, you could have variation and dynamic within singing. Learn the musical scale. It is your best friend as a musician. Secondly, get more in depth with the craft. Learn the different softwares that they are to use, because sometimes you can't always rely on a producer, you can't always rely on an engineer. You need to get into the meat and potatoes, learn how to do some of this stuff yourself. Because me, for example, if my producer calls me in the morning and he's like, bro, I can't finish this song, he's going to send me my stems and I'm going to finish my song. There's nothing keeping me back. So get in depth in it. A lot of us as a young entertainers, we rely on someone too much. My producer, my engineer, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, I love that. What are you doing? And that is so fitting. It's a fitting way to end. We are wrapping. Thank you so much, Omari.
Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Same.
And we wish you nothing but blessings from our family to yours.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so continue writing, continue performing.
Most
and
definitely.
that is all we ask of you. Success as well.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate it.
Yes. So thank you guys. Thank you for tuning into Brunch. We had a wonderful time. We are back next week, but unfortunately we are wrapping today. It's a beautiful Friday. Enjoy the day. Be safe. Stay blessed. And from our family to yours, let me take my time as a tongue twister there. We wish you nothing but peace, love, and light. Before I go, our trivia question for today: the largest brain coral in the Western Hemisphere is located where in Tobago? It's located in the Calliston Drain. Nobody got the answer. But we love you still. We love you always. And be blessed. We'll see you guys for another edition of Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Look forward to a performance from Omari Kobe, aka Trip. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
But this place is boring, you know. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes?
Then look no further. Portmore is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
So your car break down
Oh, no, not again.
and you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Answer Macal Group.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
You know we're here at Tobago Updates. It's your boy Chip the artist, representing from a boy Anton Parks. You know we go. Do that, 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 do that. Rock your big head on. Rock your big head on. Rock your big head on. Tobago. She like loud music and soca, living la vida loca. You like 50 Shades of Mocha, baby, you know I have to hold ya. You have me under a spell, girl, watching the hocus pocus. You have me losing my focus, baby, don't afraid if something poke ya. Oh yeah, oh girl. You like the fetting, baby, you like the sessin', baby. The jam does drive you crazy, can't I push it back on you, man? You like the fetting, baby, you like this wetting, baby. So forget about stress, push it back, that is yes, my baby. Oh God, rock your big head on, rock your big head on. And when you push it back, that is yes, my baby. She drinking punch, no chaser. Always having she paper. She know that she calling my phone, cause she wanted something later. She high grade come from Jamaica. She styling, saucing with flavor. When the soca drum be hit, she all she bones and soul, it does start to shake up. Oh yeah, oh girl. You like the fetting, baby. You like the sessin', baby. The jam does drive you crazy. Take your time, push it back on you, man. You like the fetting, you like it. You like this, you know you like it. So forget about stress, push it back, that is zest, my baby. Oh God, Tobago Updates, it was a pleasure. Love being here, it's always a good time, my baby.